Hi, I'm Rob. It's Gems of War Wednesday and time for another video. In this video we're looking at the Garnet Light event, which is pretty cool. Let's have a look at that. We do a fight and Gargantor is the main mythic we'll be fighting on this one. I've done a few battles already, just checking out the team I chose, and I'm happy with it. One thing I would suggest, if you have the gems available, is to get the first 3 tiers, 1, 2 and 3. This gives you really handy potions: potion of enchantment, potion of explosion and potion of rejuvenation. Gives you a bunch of troops which are good for the event as well if you're low level and don't have many of them already. And it evolves the medal as well, which is a handy thing to have. If you don't have enough gems to get those, then don't worry about it. They're not actually essential, they just make the whole event just that little bit faster. Right, so for this, the team I have chosen is, we're forced to have Orc and Goblin, but I've made it pretty much all Goblin because this is just a remix of another team that I use. There may be faster teams out there. I didn't put a ton of thought into this. It's just a team I thought would work pretty quickly, and it does work pretty quickly, and it's safe too. We have Mountain Crusher as our hero weapon. It explodes a load of brown gems which charges up everybody. We have Fundingus, who explodes a load of purple gems, and he has a summon as well, which can be handy, and an extra turn. String Fiddler silences an enemy, which is going to be handy later on in the event when the enemy starts to get harder and harder and the level gets much higher, and explodes 8 gems of one of their mana colours and gets the obligatory Goblin extra turn. And Gobtruffle, as we know, deals 33 damage to all enemies in my case, and creates a mix of green and brown gems, which gives him a very high chance of an extra turn anyway, or just boosting up his own colours, which means he can repeat several times in a row if the game is being kind to you, and of course the extra turn as well. On any of these troops, if you have the traits, they can come in handy, but they're not essential, so don't worry about that if you don't actually have them. I've gone for Frost Mage because I haven't got it to 100 yet, and when I get it to 100 I would change to something else, so whichever one you feel like boosting up. It's not that hard an event. And banners, I've gone for +2 blue, +1 green, -1 yellow, because yellow is the only colour we don't use, so good to pick something which is minus on that, and the rest of the colours charges up King Gobtruffle quickly, and it's as simple as that. So onwards and upwards. The idea is that you basically charge and cast the goblins in order. It's preferable to charge Fundingus first if we can, because he's guaranteed an extra turn and Mountain Crusher isn't. And again, if he's charged, or isn't charged, sorry, but String Fiddler is, you cast String Fiddler again because he explodes gems also, which charges up all our troops. But whenever Gobtruffle is ready, you always give him a cast. Always grab extra turns when they're there, as usual. Now I wouldn't cast, doesn't matter because we've got the 4 match here anyway, but ordinarily if that 4 match wasn't there, it's not worth exploding one of these troops here, because with the enchant I have, Gobtruffle would have been ready on the next round anyway, because you gain 2 mana every single round. And my usual caveat, if I'm saying things which are mind-numbingly obvious to some people, it's because I do try and cover my bases in my videos to cover people that are fairly new to the game, as well as experienced players who just like to watch a bit of Gems of War, or maybe looking for a little idea which they may not have thought of before, or just here just for the crack. It's all good. Keep on casting Gobtruffle when he repeats like this, because I should have done that 4 match skull there, because that's more damage. There. There's all sorts of choices here, like you don't actually need to explode him there, it was just sake of doing something different. Now it's just to take him out, because now we're 1 skull match very nearly away from having this wrapped up. So yeah, it's fairly self-explanatory, this team. It's not that tricky. I know I'm posting this on a Wednesday when this event starts on a Monday, which some people would say, yeah, that's a bit weird. And it is, but that's because in my infinite wisdom, I started this thing called a Gems of War Wednesday, which obviously means I post a Gems of War video on a Wednesday. What's not so great about that is, it means if I do that when one of these events starts, they're going to be a couple of days late, so that's not ideal. One of the reasons I chose that is because I do what I call Mini Mega Monday, which is a retro game video on a Monday with one of my favourite retro games. I love games in general and retro games more than anything really. So every Monday is a retro game video from the Mini Mega Arcade, which is where I build my own arcade machines with several purchased ones too. So check them out on my channel if you like some of the old classics. But yeah, getting back to the point, I was thinking that maybe I should switch it around and put Gems of War as the videos on a Monday. Forget about the chord rhyme, that doesn't really matter. It being logical on when the videos are released, which is surely more important. Yeah, I was thinking about switching that around to Gems of War video guaranteed on a Monday and maybe on a Friday as well, and doing the retro game video on the Wednesday, because that means we're getting there early on Mondays when these new events come out, which is important. So if you're a regular watcher, if you think that's an important thing to do, or you think it would be better, let me know in the comments, and I may make that adjustment. Turn into Sean Connery there for a second. So yeah, I'm only going to do a couple more battles of this. It's pretty clear how this team works. I'd only cast brown now, look, when there's not a lot of purple on the screen. There's only like 3. And there's plenty of brown. So ordinarily, I would probably... Yeah, and they haven't even got any mana yet, because I don't know if I've really given them any turns. But I'll just cast brown. When you do lots of skull damage, it is a lot quicker to take the skull damage and keep casting Gob Truffle. So that is always a good strategy to make the game quicker. Just keep an eye out for them. And there it is. Well, that'll do for that. No need to make that go on any longer than it is really necessary. So there's the video. If you found it useful or helpful, please consider hitting those like and subscribe buttons. It really does help. And most of all, thanks for watching. See you again next time. Bye for now.